Hey guys, welcome to LA Love Creative, and today we're talking about the 100mm 2.8 G Master lens and why for some reason none of you guys are talking about it. Now the Sony 100mm 2.8 G Master lens is an amazing lens, and for some reason the interweb, the net, the forums, you camera hoes out there, don't really care about this lens. I have some theories of why this lens actually gets slept on, but today I'm going to talk about my first impressions of the lens and why I actually think it's something you should add to your kit. I think one of the main reasons why this lens doesn't get enough hype is the 2.8/f.6 aperture. Now this lens has a special thing going on, and it's a AOE filter inside this lens. Let me see if I can pronounce this. It's a optimization optical, you know I had to look this up, element, whatever that means. But basically this lens has a 2.8 aperture in terms of bokeh, but the amount of light that actually comes into your lens is more of a 5.6. Now I know before you leave this video, I know you're probably thinking, I don't want that. I don't want a, what, $1,500, 5.6 lens. Before you leave this video, I have to say that looks can be deceiving. And if you actually read, if some of y'all actually read on some stuff, not to say I'm an expert, but if you actually read, you'd realize this lens is amazing. If you are a bokeh, if you're a bokeh fan, like you say you love bokeh, whatever, however you say it, if you're a big fan of that, you need to be getting this lens, or you should at least test this lens out, because this lens is butter. It's just butter. Butter bokeh. Ugh. Basically what this AOE filter does is it smooths out the bokeh. So a lot of times when you're shooting an image and you see the roundness of your bokeh will be a little bit more sharp. This lens actually has a smoother circular bokeh that is just brilliant. Another thing I really liked about the Sony 100 G Master is the color. The color and the contrast are just really good. I really like the way that the colors pop with the Sony G Master lenses, and this 100 does not disappoint, and you will not be disappointed if you grab this lens. Another bonus feature this lens has is a macro function. Yeah, you thought I was done, but I'm not done. This lens has an awesome macro function, so you can really shoot close up. This would be great for product shots, or if you're a wedding videographer and you have to, or photographer, and you need to shoot the ring, or you have to shoot little inserts. Having a macro function on this lens is just awesome. When it comes to things I don't like about this lens, I talked about the AOE filter. I could see a lot of photographers just wanting to be like, hey, I just want a 2.8 lens. Your trade-off is better bokeh. You do lose a good amount of light with this lens. Another thing I didn't really like about the 100 is it's slower when it focuses. I was shooting a lot of burst shots when I was shooting this model for this fashion shoot that I was doing. And even though a lot of the photos were in, they're in focus, I mean, G Master doesn't play, but it's at the same time, it wasn't as fast as other G Master lens or other Sony lenses that I've used. And I felt like it could be a little bit faster with the autofocus. So that's all I have to say about the 100 G Master lens. If you have any questions about photography or videography, let me know in the comments, and I will see you later. See you next time.